In the early days of the United States, when the nation was just beginning to shape its identity and establish itself on the world stage, a symbol of unity and progress was being forged in the mint of American history, the humble penny. The journey of the U.S. penny began with the Coinage Act of 1792, signed by President George Washington himself. In a time when the nation was searching for a stable and reliable system of currency, this act was not just about producing coins. It marked the establishment of a national, decimal currency that would later become the backbone of American commerce. The Coinage Act set forth a vision that was both revolutionary and practical, aiming to replace the myriad of currencies then in circulation, with one that could be trusted and universally accepted. This desire to create a simple yet profound mode of exchange is woven into the rich narrative of the penny's evolution. After the act was passed, the first cents were introduced in 1793, known as the chain cents, due to the distinctive chain design found on their reverse side. However, what was meant to be a unifying emblem of American ingenuity immediately ignited controversy. The chain motif, which had been chosen for its strong visual symbolism, inadvertently reminded many citizens of the painful chains of slavery, a stark reminder of a past that the new nation was struggling to overcome. Although the design was eventually sidelined because of its contentious connotations, the chain cent remains an essential chapter in the coin's long and winding history, a reminder of how symbols can carry weight far beyond their initial intent. As the nation grew, so too did the world of numismatics, with collectors constantly on the hunt for pieces of history that told the story of America. Within this realm, there are several rare and extremely valuable pennies that have captured the imagination of both experts and enthusiasts alike. Among these is the 1943 copper cent, a coin that carries with it an aura of mystery and rarity. During World War II, when the United States was deeply mired in conflict and resource shortages were a serious concern, pennies were ordinarily produced using steel instead of copper. However, in a twist of fate that would forever etch the coin in the annals of rarity, a small batch of copper blanks was mistakenly struck into coins. With only about 20 of these coins known to exist, the 1943 copper cent now stands as a symbol of both human error and historical serendipity, its value soaring to over $1 million at auction. The narrative of the penny continues to reveal layers of intriguing history with the 1909 VDB Lincoln cent. This particular coin, featuring a delicate balance of artistry and controversy, has become one of the most coveted among collectors. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin originally bore the designer's initials, VDB, prominently on its reverse side. The initials were intended as a modest signature of artistic craftsmanship, but they quickly stirred up public discontent. Many perceived this self-appointed signature as nothing less than an act of conspicuous self-promotion. The uproar was so intense that the Treasury Department promptly stepped in to demand that the initials be removed, rendering the coin's original version a rare treasure. With a mintage of only 484,000, this coin's limited production coupled with its fascinating backstory has elevated its status dramatically, and top-notch examples have fetched prices exceeding $100,000, further cementing its legacy in the world of coin collecting. Not too far behind in the realm of error coins is the famous 1955 double-die penny. Unlike most coins celebrated for their aesthetic appeal or historical significance, the 1955 double die is famous for what happens on the minting line, a clear and dramatic doubling of the date and inscriptions on its front side. This doubling is not the result of deliberate artistic design, but rather a contemporary minting error that transformed a simple 1-cent piece into a highly sought-after anomaly. Over time, collectors have come to view the 1955 double-die penny as a prized piece of numismatic history. In high-grade condition, these error coins have been known to command prices surpassing $50,000, a testament to the way a small mistake at the mint can ripple through time and create monumental value. Yet another fascinating chapter in the penny's history is written by the 1914D Lincoln cent, a coin produced in a time of rapid industrial growth and societal change. This particular penny boasts a mintage of just over 1 million, a figure that, while not as minuscule as some of the rarer coins, still marks it as a key date among collectors. The 1914D is especially cherished, not solely because of its limited run, but also because pennies from this year, particularly in well-preserved conditions, are increasingly hard to come by. Top-grade examples have attracted bids over $100,000, ensuring that this coin remains a central piece in both historical collections and in the ongoing story of American currency. As the years progressed and the century turned, the role of the penny in everyday American life became both endearing and complicated. Despite its storied past and the affection many hold for it, The penny's economic viability has increasingly come under scrutiny. The paradox lies in the fact that while the coin carries a rich history and a symbolic sentiment, it has also come to exemplify a modern economic dilemma. It costs more to produce than its face value. In today's economic climate, a single penny now costs about 3.7 cents to manufacture. This staggering fact means that every time a 1-cent coin is produced, it represents a small financial loss, a loss that, when multiplied across millions of coins, amounts to millions of dollars annually in taxpayer expenses. This inefficiency is not just a matter of abstract economics, but also a reflection of how historical artifacts must sometimes yield to modern practicality. The cost conundrum of the penny is a story in itself, one that delves into the intricate balance between preserving historical heritage and adapting to contemporary financial realities. Over time, as the cost of metal and production techniques have evolved, the irony of spending several cents to mint a coin worth just 1 cent has grown impossible to ignore. The penny, once celebrated as a symbol of national identity and economic ingenuity, now finds itself caught in the relentless march of technological advancement and fiscal responsibility. For many, the idea of discontinuing the production of the penny is a practical solution that addresses modern monetary challenges, even as it ends a long tradition that stretches back over 2 centuries. At present, the final production of the U.S. penny is nearing completion. The Mint, facing mounting economic pressures, has announced that production will cease in early 2026. This decision is not made lightly, for the penny holds a cherished place in the tapestry of American history, yet its continued production is no longer financially sustainable. The final order of metal blanks is being processed with the awareness that these coins represent the culmination of a historical journey, a journey that reflects both the ingenuity of the nation's early leaders and the practical realities of modern economics. As the production line winds down, the story of the U.S. penny is transitioning from active circulation to a legacy status, where each coin carries with it the memory of a bygone era and the lessons of economic evolution. The discussion surrounding the discontinuation of the penny also casts a spotlight on its larger implications for the world of coins, particularly for other denominations that face similar production challenges. Take, for example, the nickel, a 5-cent coin that, like the penny, costs significantly more to produce than its face value. With production expenses reaching about 13.8 cents per nickel, the economic pressure on coin production is not isolated to the penny alone. The elimination of the penny raises questions about the future of American coinage as a whole, prompting discussions among economists, collectors, and policymakers alike. If the penny, with all its historical significance, can be phased out due to financial impracticality, the nickel might well be next in the line of coins facing a similar fate. This potential shift forces all of us to confront a reality where the cherished elements of tradition may eventually need to be replaced by more economically rational alternatives. As I reflect on the journey of the U.S. penny, I find myself drawn to the idea that every coin is more than just metal pressed into a shape. It is a tangible piece of history that embodies the hopes, struggles, and triumphs of a nation. Each rare coin, whether it is the error-laden 1955 double die or the historically charged 1909 SVDB Lincoln cent, tells a story that spans centuries and bridges the gap between art and economics. They embody the paradox of value. Sometimes the smallest objects carry the most significant meanings, and a tiny error or a fleeting design choice can elevate a coin into an object of both immense financial value and profound historical interest. The story of these rare pennies is interwoven with moments of human error, unexpected twists of fate, and deliberate choices made by individuals who, often unwittingly, reshape the course of numismatic history. The 1943 copper cent, for instance, reminds us that even mistakes can create legends. In the midst of a global conflict, when the nation's resources were allocated with utmost precision and care, one unintended production error led to a coin that would be remembered for generations. It is a story of how a fleeting moment, a simple oversight, can transform an ordinary object into an extraordinary relic that carries with it the weight of history and the allure of rarity. Similarly, the controversy surrounding the 1909 SVDB Lincoln cent highlights the intricate dance between art, design, and public opinion. The decision by Victor David Brenner to include his initials on the coin, intended as a mark of pride in his work, instead sparked widespread debate. The initials were seen by many as an overly bold assertion, almost as if the artist were placing his own vanity above the artistic integrity of the coin. This reaction led to rapid changes, demonstrating how even minor design elements can have profound repercussions. Collectors today cherish this coin not only for its scarcity, but also for the fascinating human drama that unfolded on the minting floor over a century ago. The 1955 double die penny stands as another fascinating example, a coin whose error has become its greatest virtue. What might have been dismissed as a simple mistake was embraced by collectors and historians alike, transforming an imperfect minting process into a celebrated anomaly. This coin, with its unmistakable doubled imprints, invites us to reflect on the beauty of imperfection and the unexpected ways in which errors can sometimes shine a light on the hidden artistry of production. Each instance of this error tells a part of the broader narrative of progress, reminding us that even in a system built on precision, human fallibility can produce results that are both captivating and historically valuable. Meanwhile, the 1914D Lincoln cent carries with it a quiet, enduring significance. Its low mintage makes it a sort of elusive treasure for collectors who prize the coins that offer a glimpse into the past. As the nation grew and economies expanded, this coin became a marker of an era, a tangible link to a time when each minted penny was a small yet vital piece of the burgeoning American dream. The careful preservation of such coins has allowed them to transcend their immediate monetary value, evolving into artifacts that offer a window into the industrial and cultural shifts of early 20th century America. Today, as the production of the U.S. penny draws to its inevitable close, the narrative surrounding this coin takes on a bittersweet tone, one that celebrates its historical significance while also acknowledging the practical realities of modern commerce. The decision to discontinue the penny is emblematic of an era coming to an end, where the once revered symbols of national pride are gradually giving way to new economic paradigms. This shift is not merely about eliminating a coin, it is about reassessing the relationship between history, culture, and the pragmatic demands of the present day. The story of the penny is one of adaptation and evolution, a journey from its early days as a marker of a new nation's ambition to its current status as a relic facing obsolescence in an ever-changing economic landscape. In contemplating the legacy of the U.S. penny, there is a profound sense of respect for the many stories that have been etched into its copper and steel surfaces. Every coin that circulated along American streets, from the bustling markets of yesteryear to the quiet corners of coin collections, has carried with it the echoes of countless transactions, each one contributing to the collective memory of the nation. The rare coins discussed, the 1943 copper cent, the 1909 VDB Lincoln cent, the 1955 double-die penny, and the 1914D Lincoln cent, each serve as a chapter in a grand, unfolding epic of American history. They remind us that even the smallest objects can have large impacts, influencing both the economy and the cultural fabric of our society. As I weave together these threads of history, controversy, and economic practicality, the narrative of the U.S. penny becomes a reflection of the nation's journey itself. From its authorized beginnings in 1792, with the visionary leadership of figures like President George Washington, to the rare minting errors and design controversies that have enchanted collectors over the centuries, the coin represents a living history, a delicate balance of beauty, error, and innovation. The penny is not simply a piece of metal, it is a storyteller, a silent witness to the changing tides of time and the evolution of American society. The decision to cease production of the penny, while practical from an economic standpoint, also invites us to appreciate the broader lessons that these coins teach. They show us that progress often comes with difficult choices, and that history is shaped not only by grand achievements but by the small, sometimes unexpected, moments that alter the course of events. The analysis of current production costs, a penny now costing nearly 3.7 cents to make, provides a stark modern contrast to the idealism of the coin's early days. Yet even as we move forward into a future where practicality dictates change, the sentimental and historical value of the penny remains deeply ingrained in the collective American consciousness. In the final analysis, the story of the U.S. penny is as complex as it is fascinating. It is a narrative composed of moments of brilliance and error, of bold artistic endeavors and humble beginnings. With each rare coin from the coveted 1943 copper cent born of wartime mishaps to the error-laden 1955 double die that transformed a simple mistake into a collector's gem, the penny encapsulates the enduring allure of history itself. As the production line winds down and we approach early 2026, a chapter in this storied legacy is closing, inviting future generations to look back with admiration and curiosity at a coin that once played a pivotal role in the everyday lives and dreams of millions. In this moment of transition, it is important to remember that while the penny may soon vanish from our wallets and spare change, its history will continue to shine as a beacon of the past, guiding us through the intricate narrative of a nation's growth, its struggles, and its relentless quest for progress. The coin's journey, from its inception during the Revolutionary Era to its rare and valuable manifestations, is a testimony to the ever-evolving nature of American society, a reminder that even small symbols can wield mighty influence, leaving behind a legacy that transcends the boundaries of time and economics.